Here we go. So, welcome everyone. I'm really happy to see so many people coming, being interested in our invitation, following this innovation challenge. My name is Roman Rebo. I'm head of IT, so that's one of my role for the Gewobag. I'm also in charge in the Gewobag ID, which is our daughter for innovation and digitization. And together with my colleague Oliver, we will have a great time here, and we are really interested in your questions and in the possibility to say what we are doing, where we stand, and what we are leaking off. That's a big thing of this whole challenge. So, Oliver, maybe you can give a short introduction too.
Sure. Also, a very warm welcome from my side. I'm very happy to see how many of you are here. Plus, imagine the same amount of people is also online watching our stream. So it's very successful already that you all came here. Very happy about this. And also quite proud, to be honest, that this is the second time we are running this innovation challenge at Gewobag. We will also today talk a little bit about the last challenge. And also, by the way, we have all the winners from last time here. We will also see them, and Chris, one of them, will also be on stage. So that's quite cool. It's also quite cool, by the way, to see some of the pioneers of our first hour on the Innovation Challenge. So I would like to take the opportunity, Carsten, also to say hi to you, because Carsten and Nina were the pioneers 2 years ago of the first Innovation Challenge.
Absolutely.
Carsten was on my team then. He's now CFO of Home One. So it's always good to be on my team. Obviously, a good path to become CFO. I'm very happy that Nina is still in our team and not yet CFO.
Thank you, Nina.
Please
Thank you very
also say
much.
some warm words, Nina.
Yes. Okay. So I would say we will be quick on this one and
Yes.
go further on to the more important people than we are.
So the more important people than we are, I'm very proud and very happy to welcome Sven today, who is the CDO of Gewobag and the CEO of Gewobag ID, our startup innovation and digitalization company. Welcome, Sven.
So the introduction was my first two sentences of my speech. So thank you, Olli. And I simply repeat. Hi, my name is Sven Hake-Kajut, and as Olli said, I am the CDO of the Gewobag Group and the CEO of the innovation and investment subsidiary Gewobag ID. Today I have the pleasure to open the second innovation challenge of the Gewobag and to welcome you all to this event. So welcome. Gewobag is the second largest municipal housing company in Berlin and number 8 in all of Germany. We own and rent more than 70,000 apartments, 75,000 apartments in Berlin, and provide a home for more than 200,000 tenants. However, we too are subject to the necessities of saving energy and of increasing energy efficiency. We are subject to the strong dynamic in purchase prices and have to make efforts to mitigate the consequences of climate change, including all legal regulations. We have to set up and implement these with heterogeneous heating systems and energy sources in a large number of buildings with very different infrastructures. This is due to the different eras that our buildings stem from, and as well as the corresponding technical standards. As I said earlier, today we are opening our second innovation challenge. And since we as Gewobag are also quite active in promoting art and culture, I can safely call it a biennial. Joining us is our longtime partner and sponsor of this year's challenge, Markus Abeck from GBG Mannheim, and in near future, Abeck Mannheim. So, schön dich zu sehen, Markus. Cool, dass du da bist. Our first challenge was focused on the control of heating systems and the extracting and visualization of data directly from these systems. In this year's challenge, we want to expand this to include a further comprehensive inventory of our infrastructure, an optimization of our processes, and the consumption data in the actual rental properties. Therefore, we have chosen the form of a competition with a concrete call for application to be won, also and especially to expand our partner network strategically. What we envision as a result is to continue and further develop our overarching approach of a digital ecosystem. To do this, We need partners whose solutions and further integrate our various facilities with group-wide processes and data analysis. As a nucleus for this, we have already empowered our IT, our business development, our energy management subsidiary, the Gewobag ED, and the innovation subsidiary, the Gewobag ID. And now we are looking forward to new partners. For the details on data and processes in different systems and on our business models and the different needs of all people involved, I now hand over to my colleagues Markus Abeck, Roman Ribo, Head of IT, Dr. Oliver Falk-Becker, Head of Business Development, and Dominik Unger from Gewobag ED. But just one by one.
Thank you very much, Sven. So our next speaker is Markus. Markus, I'm very happy that you're here. Markus is one of the most innovative heads in the real estate industry, in my opinion. We know each other now for some years.
Thank you very much.
We've also done quite a lot together. We've also invested together into one startup in Germany. And I remember we met at one of the shareholder meetings in the Bikini House in Berlin. And we were in the Monkey Bar having good drinks. And we were talking about the Innovation Challenge. And I said, Markus, do you want to be on board of that? And you didn't hesitate a second. You just said yes. Oh no, you asked how much money? I told you this, and you said yes.
But he paid the bill in the Monkey Bar. So.
Yeah. And you pay the bill today.
IT guys always have to pay. Sorry, Roman.
So Markus is also CDO of GBG Mannheim and CEO of the GBG Mannheim Service House, which is a subsidiary running energy, innovation, digitalization. And now it's your stage. There's a pointer. Have fun.
Really an energy company, but I will explain very briefly. You can ask me later on. I will stay all night for the drinks, of course. So, yeah, I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for inviting me. Thank you to Sven. Thank you, Oliver, Roman, Nina. You did a really great job in this challenge, and I'm really excited to talk to all of you guys and to find new ideas to our struggle in reducing energy waste. So yesterday I was at the Housing Future Day in Berlin, so I stayed the whole week, and I met a lot of nice people there, and I talked to my employee. Will you stand up? Alena Keskin. So she's in my team working with me on this efforts, and yeah, I was discussing with her what will be the stories in our lives that we once will tell when we are old. And I got 3 children, and I guess you all understand complex systems. And 3 kids are really complex, and they ask a lot of questions, and so I'm on the dark side. No, I'm part of a company which is founded. No, does not work. Someone has to type in the pin. Yeah, but it doesn't work. Doesn't work. Oh, perfect, perfect. But that's one too far. So that's the Villain, I call it. It's my company, and we are part of the waste. But we will change that with you guys. And so our company has above 19,000 units. We were founded in 1926. So you can imagine how the portfolio looks like. And so it's a really a big effort to change all the heating systems. And that's why I'm, as a CDO, drive really this different kind of changing the systems with digital solutions. So that's why I'm into it. Yeah, but just a brief overview of the company. It might be a little different to other housing companies. We have more than 1,000 employees because we do a lot of other things like building kindergartens, building schools, doing facility management, elderly care, and that's what we call in Mannheim a so-called life stage model strategy. That's we start from the little kids to elderly people, and want to provide services to make a better living in Mannheim. And yeah, that's our mission. And no.
Yeah, I mean, we got rid of the batteries.
Someone can do it remote, please. Okay. So I always told you I believe in this. Severin is here today. There is a study he made for the Bitkom with the with the institute. What is it? Border Step Institute. Sorry, Border Step Institute. I'm very happy that Severin joins us in this challenge. He will be part of the jury, and yeah. So I really believe in that. What's saying on this slide? It's a kind of, how can I bring the story to the end, to the good solution for my kids, to tell them, yeah, I was fighting with all of you guys to find new ideas, to reduce the waste, and to win this battle. So a big part of it will be the energy reduction and the digital solutions that will help us. And we already started in Mannheim, so that's why we have this company, service house, really changed from an analog company to a really digital company, finding new competencies and finding data analysts and really building IoT infrastructure. And we do that because of the slide, one slide before. Can you go one back, please? So it's because the smart sector coupling is the beginning of it all, because there you find a reason why you should do the infrastructure, because you're in struggle. You have to pay for this infrastructure for a social housing company. That's not so easy. So you can't really, lose a lot of money in that. But so this was the way to start really infrastructure and to get into the rollout of infrastructure. And that is really a trouble for a lot of housing companies. They are not really into how does rollouts work. How can I get not only one project by one project, but really thinking in other dimensions and thinking in rollouts like we IT guys like Roman and I do. So that's what I was doing for the company. And next slide, please. And this is what we do at the service house. So we already started 600 plus gateways in our buildings to connect them all. And we do that for several reasons. Because of submetering, what we do, but we want to connect more services and we want to build an ecosystem. And the main part of the outcome of this ecosystem is the data, and we want to drive value with the data. And that's really necessary to convince all the investors to really be part of that story. And next slide, please. That's just a short overview. You know that all. That's how we do it. And I think we can talk about that later. It's hardware and software. That's it. Next, please. And here are some figures. So maybe it's interesting that we're already into it. We have 250 connected heating devices, so we can monitor them, we can optimize them. We are working with our PropTech meter in Berlin, who help us to find an algorithm to reduce energy by building a virtual weather forecast input into the systems. And so we really appreciate to work with PropTechs, and I'm really looking forward to finding solutions for other 250 heating systems or maybe additional solutions. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Markus. I'm sure there will be many questions. At the end of the session, we have a Q&A, so we can all target markets and all the other speakers with the questions then. The next two speakers
Thanks
I
for
would
having
like
me
to
on
welcome.
stage.
Yes. The next one is Dominic and Chris from our energy subsidiary, Gewobag ED in German or ED in English. It's a little bit confusing with the names at Gewobag. Dominic is head of technical management at Gewobag. I say ED now in English. And Chris is in our IoT management at Gewobag ED because we afford ourselves an own IoT department there. But you can explain this better, and I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, thanks. I will try. First of all, hello and welcome also from me. My name is Dominik Unger, as Olli said already. At the beginning, I have to tell you I will present in German because I feel more secure. I haven't used my English in a business context for a long time. That's why I switch in German now. Don't wonder. But we will make sure that you understand everything. So at the end, you can ask everything you want, and I will also try to answer in English with the help of my colleagues. Okay, next, please. Jetzt Deutsch. Genau, also Gewobag ED. Olli sagt es gerade schon, wir sind eine eigene Gesellschaft, eine 100% Tochtergesellschaft der Gewobag und befassen uns vorrangig mit dem Thema Energieversorgung. Wir sind gestartet als Wärmeversorger in der Gewobag und befassen uns mittlerweile auch mit ganz anderen Geschäftsfeldern, aber dazu komme ich dann gleich später. Zu meiner Rolle hatte Olli ja schon was gesagt, wiederhole ich jetzt nicht nochmal. Nächste Folie bitte. Genau, das ist die Unternehmensstrategie der Gewobag, in der wir uns wiederfinden. Im Prinzip sieht man es, Wachstum ist natürlich ein großes Thema. Und da geht es natürlich um Wohnungen bereitzustellen für eine breite Schicht der Bevölkerung. Soziale Verantwortung ist ein weiteres Ziel. Aber wir als Gewobag ED finden uns natürlich vorrangig wieder im Bereich Klimaschutz und Smart City. Ja, aber was genau machen wir da? Nächste Folie bitte. Noch eine weiter. Genau. Hier sieht man auf der linken Seite recht gut das Thema, was ich anfangs angesprochen hatte, Wärmeversorgung. Also ganz typisch angefangen eigentlich mit normalen Gaskesseln, ergänzt um CHPs, also Blockheizkraftwerke. Ganz aktuelles Thema jetzt natürlich Wärmepumpen, wo wir uns überlegen müssen, und das ist auch ein Teil der Challenge, wie bekommen wir Wärmepumpen effektiv und effizient in unsere aktuellen Systeme integriert. Und ja, Solarthermie und natürlich auch Speichertechnologien sind auch Themen bei uns. Aber nicht nur mit Wärmeversorgung beschäftigen wir uns, sondern wie ich schon sagte, auch mit anderen Themen, insbesondere, wenn ich jetzt mal nach rechts switche, Photovoltaik, ein Thema, was wir natürlich ja seit mittlerweile über einem Jahr recht intensiv verfolgen, gerade natürlich in Bezug auf Neubauten oder wenn wir Dachgeschossaufbauten oder einfach Dachsanierungen durchführen. Dann E-Mobilität. Wir als ED betreiben öffentlich zugängliche Ladesäulen. Energy Data Management spricht für sich, denke ich, auch ein Thema, gerade was Chris nachher noch mal kurz vorstellen wird. Und die Themen Submetering, also Messdienstleistung und ein ganz neues Thema Multimedia. Nächste Folie bitte. Ja, hier zeigt sich mal ganz gut, womit wir es so tagtäglich zu tun haben. Die Technologien sagte ich ja schon. Jetzt habe ich keinen Pointer, aber ich versuche es mal so zu erklären. Also Fuel, also Brennstoffanlagen, District Heating, Fernwärme, Local Heating, Nahwärme sind also die Technologien, mit der wir uns als allererstes mal befasst haben und die Wärmeversorgung sicherzustellen unserer Liegenschaften. CHP unten rechts in grün haben wir halt nachträglich installiert. Das sind Anlagen, die wir eben selbst betreiben, Blockheizkraftwerke, die neben Wärme auch Strom produzieren. Wir bieten aus diesen Anlagen auch Mieterstrom an. Das heißt, die Mieter können den Strom, den wir im Keller produzieren, direkt beziehen. E-Mobilität, sagte ich schon, 10 öffentlich zugängliche Ladesäulen betreiben wir aktuell. Und bei Photovoltaik wollen wir dieses Jahr die 1 MW Peak knacken. Das sollte auch kein Problem sein bei den Neubauten, die wir zurzeit umsetzen. Ja, gerne zur nächsten Folie. Das ist die Vorstellung der Gewobag ED gewesen. Jetzt zu den Missionen. An der Stelle möchte ich klar machen, warum wir überhaupt diese Themen ausgewählt haben für die Mission. Und ich bin erstmal dankbar in eure Richtung, Olli und Roman, dass ihr mich angesprochen habt. Ich glaube, Ende letzten Jahres, Anfang diesen Jahres haben wir noch Themen, die wir eventuell in einer Challenge umsetzen können. Da habe ich gesagt, klar, haben wir Themen. Und ich freue mich auch, dass ihr auf mich zukommt und wir die auch gemeinsam angehen können. Von daher danke an der Stelle. Und jetzt war die Frage, ja, wie kommen wir von diesen Themen, die es da gibt, zu Missions, die wir im Zuge der Challenge wieder angehen können. Genau. Nächste Folie bitte. Ah. In die Richtung, ne? Ah, okay, works. Perfekt. Genau, also Fragestellungen, die wir uns erstmal gestellt haben. Was sind die Themen, die wir in der Mission angehen wollen? Und neben dem, was hier steht, das passt doch alles nach wie vor gut und ist auf jeden Fall genau der Punkt. Aber auf Deutsch habe ich mir jetzt nochmal überlegt, sortiere ich es nochmal kurz um. Macht, glaube ich, nichts. Im Prinzip sind es aus meiner Sicht 3 Themenfelder, die uns gerade intensiv bewegen. Und das ist zum ersten eben effizient die Gebäude mit Wärme zu versorgen und das Ganze eben auch sicher zu tun und natürlich auch möglichst kostengünstig. Der zweite Punkt ist, Ausgaben klarer zu formulieren, Ausgaben klarer zu machen, also die planbar zu machen. Das heißt also Budgetierung voranzutreiben und unnötige Ausgaben zu vermeiden. Und am Ende, eins der ersten Punkte, die mir eingefallen ist, als die beiden mich ansprachen, ist das Thema Fachkräftemangel. Wir arbeiten mit vielen Nachunternehmern zusammen, die mit Monteuren unterwegs sind und die wirklich permanent im Auto sitzen und die Anlagen anfahren, um sich eine simple Information zu holen. Das ist wirklich traurig, die Zeit, die da drauf geht. Und das tut mir einfach weh, das mitzukriegen. Und ich denke, das ist ein ganz wichtiger Punkt, an dem wir ansetzen müssen. Die Leute werden rar und wir müssen hier Zeit sparen. Deswegen kommt dieses Thema auch jetzt in den nächsten Folien hin und wieder mal vor. Ja, kurz gucken, nächste Folie. Da bin ich schon ein bisschen zu weit. Nochmal kurz zurück. Also was für mich wichtig ist und was aus meiner Sicht eine Lösung wäre für die 3 Themen, sind eigentlich alles Digitalisierungsthemen. Also die Lösung liegt eigentlich in der Digitalisierung aus meiner Sicht. Und wir müssen es schaffen, dass Mitarbeiter, Nachunternehmer etc. immer die Daten bekommen, die sie brauchen, um optimal arbeiten zu können und auch so effizient und so schnell wie möglich arbeiten zu können. Weil nur dann schaffen wir es eben genau diese 3 Themen und Fragestellungen, diesen 3 Fragestellungen zu begegnen. Ja, aber von welchen Daten spreche ich da? Das ist jetzt also diese Folie. Oben steht es nochmal kurz, wir betreiben über 1000 Heizzentralen mit den Untergliederungen in Brennstoff und Fernwärme. Das ist also wirklich eine sehr, sehr große Vielzahl. Und da ist immer die Frage, wie behält man da die Übersicht? Und wie gesagt, das wäre aus meiner Sicht ein Punkt, wo die Digitalisierung eine große Rolle spielen kann. Welche Daten sind es? Also das sind vorrangig Daten aus Zählern, Gaszähler, Wärmemengenzähler, Stromzähler, die wir nutzen können. Aber es sind eben nicht nur diese Daten, sondern es sind auch statische Daten, statische Informationen der Anlagen. Also Kessel von welchem Hersteller, welches Fabrikat ist verbaut, welche Leistung ist verbaut, wie ist der Zustand. Das sind alles Informationen, die den Unternehmen helfen können, ihren Job besser zu machen als bisher. Die nächste Frage wäre noch, welche Nutzergruppen gibt es? Da komme ich in der nächsten Folie zu. Wir haben Interviews geführt mit diesen 3 Nutzergruppen. Ich überspringe mal kurz. Und zwar einmal der Facility Manager, also das ist jetzt grob zusammengefasst, das sind alle Personen, die mit den Anlagen zu tun haben, und zwar handwerklich vor Ort, aber auch in administrativen Themen im Büro. Dann haben wir den Plant Designer, also derjenige, der sich mit der Anlage auseinandersetzt in der Konzipierung, in der Planung und nachher im Bau. Und als letztes eben IoT-Manager, die natürlich auch gerne ihren Job gut machen wollen und dafür eben entsprechende Voraussetzungen haben müssen. Das sind 3 Zitate, die wir in Interviews mit den entsprechenden Personen mal gesammelt haben. Vielleicht lasse ich es mal kurz wirken. Und um den Schmerz, den vor allem die erste Truppe Facility Manager hat, mal zu verdeutlichen, zeige ich mal kurz die Anzahl von Meldungen, mit denen wir es zu tun haben. Eine Zahl, mit der wir uns nicht brüsten können, aber es ist nun mal so, viele melden sich, weil sie ein Problem mit ihrer Heizung haben. Und wir konnten das zum Glück in der Vergangenheit schon stark reduzieren, also in den Heizperioden 2020, 2021 bis jetzt 2022, 2023, um insgesamt 28%, trotz steigender Anzahl von Anlagen, die wir betreuen. Dennoch ist die absolute Zahl natürlich ein Knaller, sage ich mal im negativen Sinne, weil das muss halt bearbeitet werden. Und wie man eben sieht, Digitalisierung hat hier schon einen Teil dazu beigetragen, aber ich bin der Meinung, wir können hier noch deutlich besser werden. Ja, nach den Interviews nochmal kurz zusammengefasst, was sind eigentlich jetzt genau die Schmerzen, die wir haben? Und das ist eben zum einen rechtzeitig helfen als große Überschrift. Also gemeint ist in dem Fall, Anlage ist kalt ausgefallen, wollen wir natürlich so schnell wie möglich vor Ort sein, im besten Fall, bevor es der Mieter gemerkt hat. Zweiter Punkt, bedarfsgerecht planen und betreiben. Also wie ich schon sagte, sind bei mir auch Leute angestellt, also Planungsingenieure, die Konzepte entwickeln, planen und am Ende auch die Ausführung begleiten. Und gerade wenn wir uns mit dem Thema Wärmepumpe beschäftigen, müssen wir umso intensiver wissen, was ist eigentlich der Bedarf des Gebäudes, wie kriegen wir den vielleicht noch gesenkt und optimiert, um im Nachgang eine Wärmeversorgung über eine Wärmepumpe hinzubekommen. Ist leider nicht selbstverständlich. Und zu guter Letzt eben zuverlässige Daten bereitstellen. Das ist das Thema, das im Bereich IoT-Management angesiedelt ist. Und am Ende haben wir uns noch überlegt, wie fasst man das in einen Satz zusammen. Auch den lasse ich kurz wirken. Ich denke, er spricht auch für sich und passt gut als Zusammenfassung. Ich nutze die Gelegenheit, einen Schluck zu trinken. Gut. Jetzt aber in die Missionen. Mission 1. Inventarisierung aller wärmeerzeugenden Anlagen. Also ich sprach ja gerade davon, die Heizungsmonteure sind häufig unterwegs und suchen ein Problem, finden es idealerweise auch, aber sie müssen erstmal in die Anlage fahren. Schön und meine Vision wäre, die Anlage teilt mit, welche Komponente kaputt ist, der Monteur weiß sofort, welches Bauteil es ist, packt es in seinen Transporter, fährt hin, tauscht es fertig. Wäre viel Zeit gespart, viel Anfahrtsweg gespart, somit auch CO2, egal ob der Wagen elektrisch fährt oder nicht. Jeder Kilometer ist verschwendet, der nun unnötigerweise gefahren wird. Dementsprechend wäre das, wie gesagt, so meine Vision. Aber nicht nur das ist ein Thema, sondern interessant wäre es auch, um Budgets zu planen zu können. Aktuell wissen wir teilweise eben nicht, oder anders gesagt, in der Wärmeerzeugung wissen wir es mittlerweile ganz gut, Kessel, welche Größe etc., aber gerade in Unterstationen wissen wir eben teilweise nicht, welche Pumpen sind da verbaut, wie groß, wie viele. Und das ist natürlich für die Budgetplanung vom Schreibtisch aus schwierig. Und das einmal zu erfassen, wäre auf jeden Fall hilfreich, auch um diesem Problem zu begegnen. Und ja, wie schon beschrieben, eben Störungsursachen möglichst schnell zu beheben. Und noch ein wichtiger Punkt ist die Energieeffizienz in den Anlagen. Aktuell ist es auch so, dass häufig die optimalen Einstellwerte zwar bei der Planung natürlich einmal berechnet werden. Die werden dann, also gerade in der Vergangenheit, wurden die dann vielleicht noch an die Wand geklebt. Irgendwann ist der Zettel weg und auch diese Informationen sind unglaublich wichtig für die Monteure vor Ort, dass die immer genau wissen, wenn ich die Anlage verlasse, müsste eigentlich dieser und dieser Parameter so eingestellt sein, damit sie wieder optimal läuft. Insbesondere wieder wichtig beim Thema Wärmepumpe. Ansonsten versorgt man sich die ganze Hydraulik und am Ende klappt das nicht mit der Versorgung über eine Wärmepumpe. Mission 1. Mission 2 geht in eine ähnliche Richtung und Informationen, aber in dem Fall eben nicht statische Informationen, sondern Bewegungsdaten, Informationen aus den Unterstationen und Strängen. Geht eigentlich in die Richtung, die wir schon in der ersten Challenge angedacht haben. Und auch hier haben wir schon einen großen Fortschritt gemacht, aber es kann auch durchaus weitergehen. Also auch hier geht es um unnötige Fahrten zu vermeiden. Was wir an Informationen haben mittlerweile, ist häufig, ein Wärmeerzeuger fällt aus. Sie wissen, Quartier ist im Kalten. Okay, ist ein wirklicher ernst genommener Fall, fahren wir schnell hin und lösen das Problem. Wenn das aber nur an einem Strang passiert oder andersrum, teilweise haben wir es jetzt, dass im Sommer Heizkreise versorgt werden, die nicht versorgt werden sollen und wir kriegen es nur mit, weil der Mieter sich meldet, ist halt ein schlechtes Zeichen. Wir müssen es eigentlich vorher wissen. Und das muss die Anlage uns vermitteln. Um dafür Technologie einzusetzen, ist, denke ich, eigentlich die einzig sinnvolle Lösung. Und da kommen wir natürlich auch wieder zur effizienten Fahrweise. Alles, was ich einmal eingestellt habe, möchte ich später natürlich auch kontrollieren können. Gut, Mission 3. Nina, zeitlich, wie sieht es aus? Uiuiui, na gut, aber das schaffe ich. Genau, Analyse von Daten aus wärmeerzeugenden Anlagen. Das ist auch Punkt der Challenge letztes Jahr. Und dieses Jahr eben Fokus, habe ich nicht? Danke für den Hinweis. Genau. Also eigentlich ein Punkt, den wir auch in der letzten Challenge mit dabei hatten und wie gesagt, sind wir auch einen Schritt vorangekommen. Thema jetzt ist eben die Frage, wie integriere ich da Wärmepumpen? Weil aus meiner Sicht jedenfalls es da aktuell noch keine Erfahrungswerte gibt. Und genau den Schmerz, den ich vorhin mitgeteilt habe, ich muss wissen, dass diese Pumpe effizient läuft, ansonsten ist das alles umsonst. Und da eben zu Datenanalysen zu bekommen und vor allem auch Daten abzugreifen, welche können denn überhaupt abgegriffen werden? Also ich kenne es noch nicht, gibt es mit Sicherheit kompetente Leute, die hoffentlich im Raum sitzen, die uns das beantworten können, wenn wir die Wärmepumpen einbauen. Also wie kriege ich Daten aus den Wärmepumpen? Welche Analysen kann ich darüber fahren, um irgendwelche Informationen zu bekommen, im Idealfall über die Fahrweise? Und auch, wenn ich vor allem alte und neue Welt verbinde miteinander, wie kriege ich das am besten geregelt? Gibt ja auch Gebäude, wo wahrscheinlich eine Wärmepumpe alleine nicht ausreicht, sondern man eben eine Kombination fahren muss. Und am Ende habe ich nichts gewonnen, wenn plötzlich der Kessel alles übernimmt. Mission 4, eine Minute noch wahrscheinlich. Okay, super. Genau, weitere Digitalisierung der Heizungsdienstleister. Und das ist wieder, komme ich wieder zum Anfang mehr oder weniger zurück. Bringt natürlich nichts, wenn wir irgendwelche Daten zur Verfügung stellen können, aber der Heizungsdienstleister die gar nicht empfangen will. Also auch der muss irgendwie ausgestattet werden. Und meine Befürchtung wäre, wenn wir eine Inventarisierung einmal machen und wirklich jeden kleines Schräubchen kennen würden, dann hat sich das innerhalb von Monaten wieder erledigt, weil dann wird getauscht und gewechselt und gemacht und getan und keiner hat es dokumentiert. Also muss der Monteur angehalten sein, die Informationen bei einer Instandsetzungsmaßnahme entsprechend in unser System einzutragen. Und das gibt es aktuell noch nicht. Es gibt noch Monteure, die mit Arbeitsscheinen arbeiten, die kommen irgendwie 3 Wochen später bei uns an mit Angebot und wir wundern uns, warum der Mieter immer noch im Kalten sitzt. Das sind halt Sachen, die man extrem verbessern und beschleunigen kann. Gut, das wären meine 4 Missions. Ich übergebe an Chris.
Just one information before you start, Chris, because we're getting questions in the chat. So this presentation will be shared with everyone afterwards. So we put it on the website, and also the stream will be online for the next weeks and months. I'm only telling you now so that you keep the attention high, but everything will be there for you to read. Those who are online, please continue asking questions in the chat. We don't lose them. We all record them and we will go back to them later.
Ja, danke Dominik. Genau, mein Name ist Christian Sobotka. Wie ihr merkt, ich werde meinen Teil auch in Deutsch halten, but don't hesitate to ask the question afterwards in English. Mission Number 5. Dabei geht es um die Sekundärsysteme, also die Heizungsverteilung bis ins Gebäude rein, bis zum Mieter. Genau, das ganze Thema Messdienstleistung. Wir haben unsere Gebäude ausgestattet mit über 300.000 Messgeräten. Die sind komplett im Besitz der Gewobag. Die Daten kriegen wir theoretisch alle 14 Tage geliefert. Ich sage jetzt aber bewusst theoretisch, weil diese Daten aktuell bei unseren Messdienstleistern landen und die für uns auch die UFI erstellen, also die unterjährige Verbrauchsinformation. Das ist auch gar nicht schlimm, das wollen wir auch so beibehalten, aber wir wollen bei der Gewobag auch diese Daten selber nutzen. Das heißt nicht jetzt bin ich eins zu weit. So. Wir wollen diese Daten noch selber nutzen, um, sag ich mal, Nachfragen speziell der Mieter beantworten zu können, ohne immer unsere Messdienstleister mit ins Boot holen zu müssen. Heißt aber, die UFI selbst, die lassen wir bei den Messdienstleistern. Wir kümmern uns um die Nachfragen des Mieters direkt. Das heißt, wir brauchen diese Daten. Wir brauchen jemanden, der diese Daten erfasst, speichert und für uns zugänglich macht. Das ist sozusagen die Essenz dieser Mission. Genau. Mission Nummer 6, jetzt hängt es wieder. Okay. Jetzt, okay. Mission Nummer 6 geht in Richtung Primärsystem, also da, wo die Wärme erzeugt wird. Wir haben da schon eine Vielzahl an Sensorik verbaut. Wir haben Gaszähler, Wärmengenzähler, Wasserzähler, Stromzähler, alles in den Anlagen drin. Wir haben etwa die Hälfte unserer Hauptstationen mit Gebäudeleittechnik ausgestattet, können also auch Detailinformationen aus den Anlagen herausziehen. Und diese ganzen Daten, die werden über Gateways und speziell dann über unsere eigenen LTE-Router direkt zu Servern der Gewobag übermittelt. Dieses LTE-Netzwerk, was wir da aufgebaut haben, das ist ein verschlüsseltes privates Netzwerk. Das heißt, von außen auch nicht zugänglich. Das ist so ein bisschen unsere Strategie, dass wir auch die Daten bei uns, bei der Gewobag halten und nicht nach außen. Also wir können sie nach außen zugänglich machen, aber Ziel ist erstmal, dass sie zuerst bei uns landen. Diese Daten, die wir da sammeln, die nutzen wir aktuell auch schon. Wir haben dafür aktuell bei uns das Tool Power BI im Einsatz von Microsoft. Wir können damit schon die Vielzahl an Daten, beispielsweise aus der Inventarisierung, aus diesen ganzen Messdaten, die können wir miteinander verschneiden und dann, sag ich mal, auch Plausibilisierungen durchführen, sehen, ob die Anlagen gut laufen. Genau. Aber wir können immer noch mehr, sag ich mal, Informationen aus diesen Daten, die wir aktuell sammeln, sag ich mal, rausziehen. Und das ist so ein bisschen die Aufgabe, ja, die für euch da ist. Nicht nur das, sondern auch noch die Vielzahl der Anlagen. Also wir haben jetzt, sage ich mal, um die 500 Anlagen ausgestattet. Dominik hat uns vorher gesagt, wir haben über 1000 Anlagen bei uns, mit Unterstationen sogar weit über 1000. Und um Daten auch von da zu sammeln, brauchen wir natürlich Unterstützung. Sei es Gateway-Technik, Netzwerktechnik, Funktechnik, vielleicht auch Datenspeichertechnik. Also da wollen wir eigentlich keine Grenzen setzen. Wir sind sehr interessiert an innovativen Lösungen und genau, dabei dreht sich in der 6. Mission. Vielen Dank.
So now it's actually not only moderation, but content part for Roman and me. And Roman starts.
Yay. Okay, so let's see if the slide clicker is working. Thank you. Okay, so we will give you an overlook about the process of the challenge. So in different perspectives, first of all, on the timeline, it's really important for everyone. So today is the meetup. Today we will give you a first impression of what our missions are, and this already happened. We will have a dialogue, as Oliver already said. Oh, yeah, thanks. As Oliver already said, we can answer your question. We can go deeper into where we stand, what do we have, and then from 7th of July we will start in the application. And the specialty, and Steinhage already said, is that we have this innovation challenge, and it's at the same time it's also a tendering process. So we will have some formal and legal things we have to take care of, and we will have like the application participation, then handing in your pitch decks. First of all, just to say that in the beginning, nearly everyone will be able to fulfill, I think, our expectations on what we need from your company side. Then you will have your pitch decks where we will be somehow limited in how many pages and how many content you are able to get in. So that will be a challenge in the challenge, I think, for some of you guys. Then we will have like the assessment and jury decisions, and I'll go quite fast over that. But it's really important to understand that the jury is not only Gewobag and GBG, but it's like also with Oliver and with Dominic and you, Chris, and also with you, Severin. It's a broad jury of people who are from different professionalities, and therefore you will have a fair chance to be understood, I would say, on different point of views. And in the end, going through these different milestones, we will have finals. And some of you guys, and this is really important too, not only one can be the winner, but some of you could be the winner. And then we will have finals and a pilot project. And the pilot project will be already after this challenge. So the project is a second phase, which is not belonging to this challenge anymore. I think we can proceed on that slide, which is really important to say. Now we're on the legal side. So because we will combine this challenge with this tenant process in the European award and tendering procedure, in the end, you could have a separated contract for a pilot with Gewobag, and you could have another contract with the GBG Mannheim, even though it's some kind of similar project, time-wise, but also content-wise and even monetary-wise, it can and will be separated. That's really important for you to understand, and it's really important also to be said. Oliver, maybe you take over this.
So now you're, of course, all asking yourself the question, what do we expect from you? What do you need to hand in to win? So that's it already. It's not much, as you see. So there's the first gate already we saw. It's about eligibility. I talked a little bit about it later, but these are the two important presentations you will need to hand in. So at the first quality gate, September 11, you will need to hand in your pitch deck about your startup, solution provider, about your company. You will tell us a little bit about your company, when has it been founded, what's the legacy, and about the team, founding partners, and so on. You will also, of course, talk about your product and services that you're offering. That's what we're interested in. So you also include what's your business model, because we're not only looking at the technical solution, we are also interested in innovative business approaches, as we are also very business-driven, actually, in our company. We're looking for the solutions, which should be included, of course, because we are looking for solutions for challenges. And we want to know what's the benefit for us and for our tenants and for other stakeholders. So it's not enough for us to only hear what's the benefit for our tenants. It's important. It's not the only thing. It's also not only important to know what's the benefit for Gewobag. We want to know the benefits for all of us, tenants, Gewobag, and other stakeholders. So it's very important to outline them and also tell us a little bit what's your USP. What do you do better than the others? So be bold, but be honest and give us some insights. And if you manage to get through this quality gate, then there's the next one on October 17, which is very important because it's all a formal process you're going through. That means when you win, then you actually win. So it's not just a surprise and we say, hey, happy to have your photo presentation. That's it. Nice. Don't see you again. And now it's we really work together then and you win a project. And so it's very important that you outline the problem solution fit. What have you applied for? Which problems do you solve? With which product offerings? And as we have seen in the tendering process, you are able to offer in 3 different packages, small, medium, and large. So it's your choice what you offer. But it's important that you think about it. How many days do you want to put in? What's the price? What's the benefit? What's the value? It's a formal offer, really. It's very important to stress this. It's not, yeah.
Thanks. I would like to add, like you will prepare and design your offer in even 3 ticket size if you can and want to. So the smallest ticket size could be like for 25,000. It's like 1 heating generating system. Then maybe you don't get the vote from everyone regarding the cost side. Or you would have like another business model where you count the units, the rental units, or you imagine, you name it. And you can size your offer in 3 ticket sizes. So you don't have to choose only one, but you can go for 3 of us. And maybe you get full points, but only a small pilot, but at least you will get one. Maybe you get a good voting and a big pilot. This is also possible. And maybe even only one of us is piloting with you guys. This is also possible. So we will see. And I'm really interested also in the dynamics of this mechanics.
Also, please talk about the project plan and be honest again. Give us an honest estimate. How much time does it take on our side, on your side? Talk about risks and opportunities, because every innovative project has risks. Let's talk about them before we start it, but also about the upside. What's in for us, what's in for you, what's in for our tenants and for the city. And then, of course, again, benefits and USP. So that's it. It will be on the formal procurement side. So when you apply for it, you can read all the information there. And you will also get this presentation. And you can also ask Q&A right afterwards and also in the chat. And now you ask yourself, what's the criteria? And that's them. So the first stage is only about eligibility. Are you actually eligible for this challenge? So of course you have to confirm the code of conduct of Gewobag. You have to tell us how many employees do you actually have. You have to tell us some reference projects. And you have to say for which mission or missions do I apply. So this is like a quality gate. That's why we have green check marks. So it's yes or no. Either you're in or you're out. And then on September 11, when we see your pitch deck, then you can see these little switches that we pointed out here. So we make an evaluation in our project team and in the jury. And the jury will decide, is there a theme fit? Is this actually a fit for Gewobag and what we're looking for? Do you enable us? So there's enablement. It's enablement of us, Gewobag, Gewobag ED, Gewobag ID. Do you enable us to perform better? Will we be a better company afterwards? Can we reduce costs with a project? We all know it's a social housing company. Costs are important. So can we reduce costs and how and for whom? Because, you know, there's cost reduction for tenants, there's cost reduction for Gewobag, maybe even for other stakeholders. How innovative is it? What's your USP? And are we persuaded? How persuasive is your application? So this is the gate 2. Then there will be a selection again. And then the final gate, the offer assessment, is a gate 3. So again, we check main target mission, yes, no, how intense. Other missions, yes, no, how intense. How innovative are you? How is the strategic fit? How feasible is it actually to do this project? Because there's like rocket science, it's great. We love rocket science, but maybe it's not so feasible in the project duration. What's the economic viability? Because we are looking for sustainable business models. We want to deliver value to our tenants and to the city, but it needs to be financially sustainable. We don't want to do one-time shots and not do it again. We want to scale up with you afterwards. How was your presentation? And then there's one, no, it's no mistake that there's a green check because that's a yes or no again. The other ones are just, yeah, we think 80% is yes, 70% is yes. But this one, is there a commitment by either Markus or Gewobag? Is there a commitment to do a project? And only if there's a green check there, you will have won a project. So this is what Roman was already mentioning a little bit. It can be that you're super innovative and we are all fascinated. But in the end, GBG and Gewobag said, no, we don't want to do a project. Then, you know, we still have a great conversation and it's very exciting and you can have a great chance to present and people can see you, but we don't do a project in the end. It can happen.
Yeah, so I would just add 2 things, 3 in fact. First of all, the worst case would be that you get great voting from all of the jury members, but none of us is saying we are able to do a pilot. And this can be, the reason can be that we are not able to, we are not ready maybe. So this, I think this would be the worst case for your side. Then another thing is you can bring your own missions. So you're not forced to apply only to those 6 missions. You can imagine another missions. You can show us a blank spot we don't see. I think there are a lot. Our missions, maybe I would say you have a better chance maybe to check some of those boxes if you apply to one of those 6 missions. And the last thing, it's small, but an important thing. The contracts you can sign if you win are also including a phrase where you can scale afterwards. So we are not talking about the pilot. That's really important to say also.
Cool. That's it for the formals. And now I'm very happy to welcome, the jury. I think actually almost all of you are here. Not all of you, obviously, but we've already seen Dominic, who's up here. We have already seen Sven, who is up there. Peter, I talked to him like 4 hours ago and he said, please say hi to everyone. He's unfortunately unable to make it this evening. But Peter is the one who's running our property management. Obviously, you have seen Markus already. Dominic, Olaf is also on vacation today, but Beate, maybe you can shortly stand up. Beate is here in person. She is from our Berlin partner and is Mrs. Smart City in Berlin. So she's connecting the Smart City community. Very happy to have you on board again. And then we have Severin. Also, please say hi to everyone. Welcome for Severin. Roman and I met Severin just 2 weeks ago in London, to be honest. We were moderating our European Federation for Living topic group meeting of digitalization about energy efficiency. Severin was a guest invited by Dresden Sommer. And we listened to your presentation and said, wow, this guy is really cool. He has done great things. We want to have him on the jury. And he said yes. So very happy to have you here also today.
Thank you.
And now we come to the next slide about Chris. And while you're walking up front here, Chris, I also want to mention the other winners from last time. Chris is winner number 1, like first place. That's why he has the privilege of standing on the stage. But also, please, I've seen Paul from Green Fusion. Hi, Paul. They're very great that you are here. Paul also is one of the 3 winners. And I've seen Delta Heat. Very happy to have you here. So actually a very good sign, I would say, if we do an innovation challenge and all 3 winners are still talking with us, are still friends and are all here. And also I want to mention that Franka is there from Meta because you've been talking about Meta. So very happy, Franka, that you're also here today. And now it's your stage, Chris, the winner of our last innovation challenge. We have done projects with all 3 of them, by the way. And we've also, by the way, invested into his company because we believe in it.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I've no fancy slides, so I think it's only the one from the last time. I'm very happy to be here, and the last 2 years we've, I think, together experienced a lot, learned a lot together with the team, with you. Maybe a few words. I'm Christopher. I'm one of the 2 founders of Kugu. We are a Berlin-based startup. We have a lot of these topics we're talking about. We are handling. Why we are doing what we're doing is we want to help the energy reduction, the CO2 neutral way for the real estate industry, helping them on their way based on data. So what can data help us? So a lot of topics I can find me again, but I think the challenge we had the last time is really like built now onto the next level, and all the learnings are embedded as well. What we are doing is we have a platform where we have 2 products, which one is the digital boiler room, we call it, really based on data, optimized heating system, what's going in, what's going out, in a very lean data setup. And the second one is the sub-metering, where we help customers basically to have the whole process from collecting the data of heat cost allocators, water meters, all the way to a final bill. And when you saw this process, actually was usually in the housing industry, and if there's a tender or kind of process you go into, it's always delayed. It's always like, oh yeah, we're gonna sign a contract by end of this year, and then suddenly mid of next year, etc. So what I really liked about the process in the first time, it was really like, here's your deadline, hand it in, talk to us. Second thing what was great, we had a lot of commitment from especially Christian and Olaf the last time. Now Dominic, I hope you also have the time we make this time, because it was super helpful in the process, that answering all these questions. So for us it was helpful to understand where are we, what we're doing, these clear milestones. And actually at the end, when we got awarded, we actually started in January. I think the kickoff, we had a couple of pre-discussions, but then really started a kickoff in January. And what did we do since then? We had a year and a half now, approximately, a little less. We initiated the process at the beginning. We were like defining what do we want to achieve, what do we want to see, and learn from each other. And now in this process, we have 30 heating systems connected online from the gateway, etc. We have 360, like there's an EDP platform, which is also could be potentially directly connected. So out of 30, we can do 400 in a couple of hours, whatever. Like it would take a little bit of development. And on the other side, we had the sub-metering. So we also evaluated, can we collect the data and can we prepare it for visualization or billings, etc. So we had really also one time the whole process, and it actually worked very well, and the data is there. Of course, there are a lot of challenges as well. You have a company with Gewobag who has a lot of setups and IT infrastructure and gateways already in place. So I think the challenge is always, how do you fit in that? And I think that was one of the biggest challenges, to see, oh, there's a VPN, easy VPN, there's a modem you plug in. No, you basically then have to learn how to work with that. Second, then, okay, there's a platform, or we want to have the data there. Okay, how do we manage it? So it was always like step by step to understand. And I think the process before was good. Afterwards, implementation always sees the challenge. So I think especially when you go for timetables, pilots, risk and opportunities, there's a lot you have to think about there and really see, you're not starting on an empty building, let's start from zero. You really had already done a lot and building up on this. And I think what is now the take after 1.5 years working, I think we learned a lot from each other. I think it's also in the cooperation, we really understood what is the setup, how can the systems work, how can we build up on the data we have already built up. So it was really an interesting combination. Now I think also for the user to be on there with Dominic and the team, I think this really can help also bringing then the use cases into the place. So I think it's really a big invitation for everyone to join. It was great for us in winning, of course. Also, the project is not for free pilot, what a lot of people are asking for. So you actually get something for the efforts we are putting in. And so thank you very much for the cooperation. And I think there's a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions already. So I'm looking forward to that, to the evening and to the challenge.
So now we're starting our Q&A. I try to do a mix of real-life questions from the audience and some online questions I'm getting. So maybe already some questions. You already said, Chris, you have so many questions. Do you want to start with the first one, or shall I take one from online?
So we will somehow moderate, have our own opinion. We will include you guys. I think this is the most challenging part for all of us. Everything else was scripted. Now it's live. But I'm really looking forward to that one.
I take the first question online, so maybe then you're more motivated to ask your questions afterwards. So the first one I'm getting here is from one anonymous company who was asking how many applications may each company hand in. I guess this is a good one for you.
How many applications?
How many applications?
How many applications
per company?
Per company are able to be handed in? Okay. So I would say you're open to hand in couple of offers. So if you say I put in one mission and a second and a third, this is where you can go, and that's a quite good idea. So we have like a hacking mindset. I like that. Yeah, sure, go for it.
So one from the audience. I hand you the mic.
Yes, thank you very much. How about partner applications? If you have an existing partnership, especially when it comes to infrastructure management and so on, how can we hand in an application together with a partner?
Question. Can you also always say your name and your company? I think it's interesting.
Dirk Wittler from ETA Plus.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think I'm not sure if I get the question in all those aspects, but first of all, you are free and able to partner with whoever you want to. We're even looking forward for those partnerships you're bringing in. So that's a good question. And I would say again, go for it, please. And on the other side, here, this meetup is also already fulfilling this target, this goal to partner up. So for example, we have a partner we're already working with, like Jörn Beckmann from DataTrain. You can name partners you're working with, and your questions can even go in this direction. So who to call, who to talk to get information on which partner can be potentially important.
And to add to this, if you want to hear from someone who has already done it, then you can talk to Delta Heat and Green Fusion, because they actually handed in a partner application last time.
Good point. And
Green Fusion actually won 2 prizes. I didn't mention that, but they made the second and the third prize, and one was in combination with Delta Heat and one was a standalone application. So even that is possible. Yeah.
Thanks, Nina. Again, Nina.
Dirk Petruschka from Anisyst. For me, it would be interesting. You have 6 challenges, and sometimes it could be interesting to combine challenges with one solution. Is this possible, or do we need to concentrate on one challenge?
No, it's absolutely possible. Everyone is already saying yes. So we would wish you to like saying, I'm giving us a solution, a concept, or both for checking maybe all of those missions and another one. So absolutely yes, please.
Then I take one online question and then we do one from the audience again. This is actually two questions from Elena Pugia. I hope I pronounce it correctly. So the question is it important that you have experience with property management companies when you apply? It may be a benefit, but it's no prerequisite. We are looking for innovation, which is helping us. You're also nodding. I'm very happy, Chris, because you're finally the ones taking the product. So it's not really a prerequisite. We're looking for innovative solutions that can help us in energy management and property management. But it may be we're the first housing company you're working together with. And actually, that would be quite cool to do it. And the second question from Elena, will it be possible to get sample meter reading data sales from Gewobag or GBG housing units? I think I hand over to the two of you because you can't answer that directly. Your first question, please. Yes. Also ist wirklich, dass du sozusagen Daten aus Messdienstleistungen erhältst, wenn du am Challenge teilnimmst. Also Real-Life-Dates anonymisiert.
Yeah, it's absolutely possible to get the data because we are already have quite a big infrastructure for IoT, so we have a lot of data, and of course we are also interested in only data analyst solutions. So absolutely yes. Yeah.
Yeah, same from our side.
Yes.
Absolutely. No. So
I mean, for the primary system, it's definitely possible. It's easy for us to provide data, but for the secondary system, like the Messdienstleister, it's a little bit difficult for us. But
yeah, but
I think we can manage it.
yeah, I think I would say yes for
Yeah.
both because this is a challenge not only for those guys, also for us.
Yeah.
So a challenge accepted, and in effect, I saw this question coming, and yeah, so we talk about like this consumption data. We're talking about UVI or UFI data, and we are able to get this. I think the only thing is in regard of this tendering process. This will be a question answered publicly, and everyone will get this data. So if we are able to do, then it's available for everyone. So that's important to say. And just another addition to that, we will anonymize and pseudonymize and not provide you with the real data. But I think this is not this problem in a showcase or challenge like that.
To add one thing, it's also part of the challenge to gather these data. It's also possible to be in our buildings and gather these data on your own. That will be also possible.
Good point. So there's another, like, let's say, a call for hacking our gateways. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Cool. So many questions in the audience. I think you were the first, if I remember correctly. Chris, sorry, you come later.
Hey, thanks. It's Fred from Plantific. I have a question regarding the tenders. So you said there are different ticket sizes, 25, 50, or 100,000. If I, for example, apply for the 25,000 ticket size, is this then split into two, 50% by Gewobag and 50% by GBG, or is this one?
No. So I'll try to be clear because it's complicated. It's like a complicated mechanic. So you are offering us your solution, and if you're able to, you can put in 3 different sizes in the same offer. You can say for 25,000, I'm able to do such a pilot, for 50, such a pilot, for 200, such a pilot. And then it's on us, even each of us is doing that separately, to choose not only to vote for it, but even to choose even a pilot. So it could be possible that you offering those 3 ticket sizes, and Gewobag is taking the 25, and GBG Mannheim 2, or both of us is taking a bigger one. So independently, 3 different options.
Okay. And the second one, if I apply for 2 missions, I have 2 application processes, right?
Yeah. So now we know where this anonymous question were coming from. No, but yeah, you have like 2 shots. Then we'll see.
Many more questions. And before I take the next one, we will in a minute see 2 faces on the screen. And this will be Andrea and Christoph. And they are procurement lawyers. And they're helping us to make this a safe process. So whenever you have questions regarding the buying process, there they are. Then they will also be available, not only now, but also during the next days to answer these questions. So I'm taking a question from the back of the room. That's why I'm walking back a little bit.
So just maybe 1 second also for a
Yes.
thank you to those two reaching us, because they make this whole formal process possible. That's important to say. So thank you to Andrea and also to you, Christoph, for that, for a lot of work we had together, and now being here with you is also really important. Saying thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for a great presentation. I'm Adam from Switchy. You talked about inviting ideas, kind of wildcard ideas that cover a blind spot. You talked about. I just wondered, in that case, how will you be assessing those applications if they don't fit into a particular bucket or particular criteria?
Yeah, it's a good one. I mean, the criteria we are using are quite abstract, or let's say generic. We can use them even for missions which are not fitting the mission. Maybe it will be harder to get the jury check box of let's say 2 of the 5. And that was also so important to get a broad jury, not only with GBG and Gewobag or ED, but also even with independent people. So for the voting, it will be possible. And for the sizing in the project, I would say 2. Yes, absolutely.
I'm taking one from online again, and then we come to more from the audience. There's one very technical, so I'm looking into your direction, and I'm actually reading out in German because it's so technical. It's from Alexander Bachler from Line Metrics, and he's asking, hallo zusammen, zu Mission 5 und 6 wäre trotz angeführten N-Blot auch LoRaWAN eine mögliche Technologie?
Ja, eigentlich kann man das schnell beantworten. Ja, durchaus, wenn wir das irgendwie in unsere IT-Infrastruktur einbezogen bekommen. Aber das kriegen wahrscheinlich die Profis hin.
Also ich würde das sehr begrüßen. Wir reden schon lange darüber. Wir sprachen gerade eben, dass wir uns 2018 oder 2019 darüber quasi kennengelernt haben. Da sprachen wir uns erstmal über LoRaWAN.
Ich kann das gerne auch nochmal von GBG-Seite bestätigen. Wir haben in Mannheim auch eine Smart City GmbH, die beschäftigt sich mit LoRaWAN. Auf unseren Gebäuden steht die Infrastruktur dafür, und sicherlich geht es hier um Datenökosysteme und damit natürlich auch jederzeit von jedem System die Daten.
So the English speakers, the reply was yes and yes.
So in the next application stage, I'm Christoph Bayer from Innovation. In the next application stage, there is also a checkbox for references. Can you elaborate a little bit on the references?
Yes, sure. So it's quite important for us to see what you already did. So we are not looking for like only ideas and smart people, but also for like experienced people. And experience is also coming from projects. So it can be a running project, it can be like having like customers, or showing up references which are, let's say, proving or making it more substantial to us to see that if it's really realistic that you are not only paperworking but also able to perform. Although because we need those partnerships, so I think we really need your technical experience. And yeah, that's why we are asking for this reference. So they are quite important.
One online, and then Nina is taking the next from the audience. So the online question is from Yogo Preden, and Yogo is asking if we have many different Wertversprechen, so value proposals, should we then apply with these different ones? So it's a bit similar to the question we already had with the many applications. Also in German, was ist, wenn wir mehrere Wertversprechen haben? Sollen wir uns dann mit mehreren Vorschlägen bewerben?
Okay. So yeah, I think it's I'm just thinking loudly. I think you can have the opportunity to have different offers and more shots, but maybe if you put them together, you have a bigger impact. So I'm not sure if it's the best solution to divide them. I would say if you have one shot, use it. Don't try to split it too much. That is my stomach is telling me that.
Hi, I'm Leo from Rumetric, and I have a question regarding challenge 1 and 4. So the creation of an inventory of the heating systems and keeping it up to date. That reminded me a lot of like digital twins and BIM. I can repeat in
No,
German.
it's okay. I understand everything.
Is that a format that you're looking for, or is like an Excel sheet with just a list of model numbers what you're looking for?
In my opinion, digital twin is a bit too much. Could be an easier solution, I think. But why not? If it's good for us and it helps and it's easy to enter the solution in our system, yeah, why not?
Okay. So no geometric data needed. You prefer like
No, not needed. No.
So I would have a second answer to that. So I think it's a possibility to get into your solution or to present your solution and the potential of it, even going further on. I think those guys don't need this whole digital twin, but maybe the digital twin and the synchronization to our ERP system can be a side effect. And we also have our CDO here having a vote. So I would go for it.
Yeah, thank you very much, Florian from Industrial Analytics. We are working with Vattenfall, for example, but in larger power generation units. So I was interested in the heat pump discussion as well. What kind of size of heat pumps are we talking about?
We don't know. So now it's we have no heat pumps so now, and we will install the first heat pumps next year, I think. But the category is, I think, at least 50 kilowatt up to 1 megawatt could be possible, but where to find? Yeah.
Yeah, two questions. How do you secure intellectual property, which was brought in by the partner in the process? So intellectual property is very expensive on the one hand side, and the other side, do you also accept offers for rent? In the housing industry, it's very familiar that you offer something for rent, and even the sub-metering providers offers you the stuff for rent, and it's not yours, and this is much easier to drive it through the whole business value chain. Would you accept an offer like this also on this challenges?
Two very good questions. I would like to hear everyone's of our opinions, because they don't have to match, to be honest. So the first question is one of our biggest dilemmas, I would say, because on one hand side, we want to have the data on our side. We want to be able to also have like third-party people to develop on a solution you're bringing in. So that makes it complicated, saying I'm deploying on your platform. Maybe my code is running on your platform. You even want to be able to create like by an SDK or by plugins to develop. So how do you protect that? I think this is something we have to talk about. I'm looking to other people like you, Franka, who's staying there. Like, as you said, like we are developing for 10 years and now you're forcing us to deploy our code on your side. That's a big thing to solve. I don't have an answer. I would say we do have like different license models we could use, which are existing, which are quite well working. First question. Not really answered, but you get an idea. So yeah, second question, absolutely yes. If we can fulfill this need of being able to use the data. So we are not really interested in having the hardware, but being able to use the data, not only by, let's say, restricted API, but sometimes also by direct database layers. So that's maybe the answer of your second question. But I would like to hear what you guys are saying to that too.
Maybe to the first one, just from my perspective, and I'm talking now a little bit broader than only about this challenge, because this challenge is very formalized and we have very strict legal criteria, but more talking about the role we have at Gewobag. because I mean, it can be that you also have other ideas. We are a user sometimes, meaning that we buy a ready-to-use solution, maybe a SaaS product or whatever, then we are just paying for using it. But we are also very business-driven, and we believe in co-creation. So maybe ideas spun out of this evening here, and you say, hi guys, I don't really fit into this competition, but I got a great idea, and I want to start business with you. Then it's separate of what we are talking about today, yeah? Just to be very clear because of the formal regulation. But then we can still talk and think about starting something together, building something together. And then, of course, we talk about intellectual property right and have a contract. And in all different variations, it's all possible. I would say it depends is really my reply. I'm not more precise than Roman has been, because it depends on the business model we are talking about and what you want and what we want and what we are ready to give and you're ready to give. So I would say if you're talking about creating business together, let's talk about this and have a cup of tea or coffee or beer and have a separate solution about this, because we are very open to start new businesses as well as a company. And then there was a second. Oh, you also want, Marcus, sorry, yes.
Oliver, you already said everything. I can only agree. Yeah, no, but because of these legal regulations, I can't give an answer yet for this question. But just to put all you already said, Roman, Oliver, together, it's just we need a win-win situation for all, and then we find a solution for that.
Yeah, so I think the answer is we could team up, we could like contract, we could even found something, a new company, or so we have the possibilities. Also, thanks to this strategic setup we do have. In this challenge, you will apply as you or in partnership. And yeah, if you see the possibility to maybe you can take that as a possibility to present yourself, to create a pilot, and to say this could be a chance and or the beginning of another story, but it would be another story. And you said that we like this story.
Your second question about rent? Yeah. Okay, good. Great. Because there's so many questions coming in on my board, I think I should read one out of them. And I'm sure it comes from your network, Marcus, because I know you have an innovation collaboration with Israel. And the next question is from Israel, from an Israeli company, asking whether they can join this competition from Israel.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, even if we refer on European law, you're able, and I would be really happy to have those international reach. And you would learn how housing company in Germany works. This is also, or maybe you already know. It would be very interesting from my side. Sure.
I'm really happy for this question from Israel. That's really nice that we are so international here. So I'm really excited about this question. Yeah, we have a startup network in Mannheim, which is featured by our local company supporting startups, and so just go to the pages of Mannheim and have a look for it. Maybe you once will have a subsidiary in Mannheim. So I can only stress this. Thank you.
I have one more question. On one slide, you mentioned the project start is the 1st of January. What does project start mean for you?
Okay. So you switched chair, right? So first you were anonymous, now you switch chair, but I get you. You're the same guy sitting over there. So the project start is end of the challenge. And I would say it's like a timeline which we estimate. It's not a promise. So it could be January, it could be February. It also depends on our, let's say, talks about the project and also on your resources. So maybe we're talking about a huge pilot about, let's say, 100,000, 150,000 euros. And for that amount of money, we would like maybe to have a lot of, let's say, performance from your side. And maybe it could be that you say, okay, then March would be better. I'm not sure, but this is like earliest way to start. I would put it like that.
Yeah, because you are especially looking for digital solutions, and then it's always the question, when is the service go live date or something? So The question was targeted towards this question. So yeah, exactly.
Okay, so like, I'm sorry, I don't get the question right. Could you please repeat?
And the time you expect a service, for example, to be implemented.
Okay. So from start to end point, you mean? I wouldn't really say that we are fixed on that. I would like to have the first results after, let's say, 3 months, having a validation. So a project could go for even a year, but we would like to have short term, like every 2 months or every 2 months, kind of an evaluation of which milestones and which results we did have. So it could also be like a pilot for only 2 or 3 months from start to beginning. Depends really on, as I said, if you're going for, let's say, a 20,000 euro pilot, it could be very quick, and we would be even really able to see what we do for that. If it is 2,100K, I would expect maybe a longer time. I'm not sure. Depends really.
I think we can also get a question from Chris actually, because he already did it last year.
Yeah, right.
So maybe Nina is also with the mic there, so that's great. Maybe you can just share be honest about us, share your experience. How long did it take between winning the prize and starting the pilot, A? And B, how long did it take to run the pilot?
I think I tried to answer the question a little bit already. So we started actually in January. So we pretty much started right at that time. We then defined what we wanted to do, and it was a step-by-step process. So it was like IT integrations, or we have to adopt here and there something. So it was really difficult to project at the beginning how long it takes and how long it really implemented. I think if you have a ready set solution, which is plug and play, I go on this data and this is the result, it could be relatively quick. But I think also because you have already set up infrastructure, a lot of APIs, data qualities, data lakes, etc. So it can definitely be also challenging and involve development. And as we know, software development is never really easy to project and really say directly how long it takes. So I think it's relative. If there's something which really fits in directly, I think it could be super quick. Mm-hmm. And so it also depended. It was one of my questions, like how long do you plan for this time?
Yeah. I think one of your biggest chances you have, or your biggest opportunity, is our legacy. So that's why you're here. And that's at the same time the biggest challenge, because you have to deal with it. And I think this is also something we learned together. It's nice to have systems, and it's also nice if you would be able to start on greenfield. So maybe that's also important to know.
From the chat, which I'm posting there. So obviously there's Thomas, who is interested in mission number 3, and Thomas is a freelance data analyst, and he asks, can I also apply as a freelance data analyst?
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking to you already. Absolutely, yes. So it's not only about installing hardware, collecting data, and seeing the obvious things, which are really important too, but also going further on that. I mean, we talked about that too. Like the analytics can be a one-man army show, absolutely. And that's why we are looking for this ecosystem solution where you are able to do that, even as a one-man or two-man company. Okay, so.
Yeah, Leo from Rumetric again, on the same chair with the second question. Regarding challenges 1 and 4 again, the capturing of the inventory, who's supposed to do that? Is it the employees of Gewobag, the Hausmeister? Mm-hmm. And if so, what kind of technical equipment do they have already?
So I'm giving you a really naive opinion, but you can go deeper in that. So we do have some employees who could do that and who are going there regularly, so they should be enabled to do it, like the Gewobag ED employees. We do have like other providers who are in our buildings who could be able to do it, so they should be enabled too. And maybe you have other ideas to it too, because that's one of our bigger things, the sneakers you need to go and to visit the hardware.
I think important is that everyone should be able to do it. That enters the basement and yeah, till now they don't have any tablet or smartphone or stuff. But I think that's a thing that we can, that's the solution we will find, and the application is needed. I think that's the point.
My impression is that the energy level is going a little bit down now, and I see that you're looking forward to drinks and snacks. So maybe we should take one final question and then switch over to the more freestyle part of the evening, and it's from the room.
Perfect. Philip Kurik is my name from Plantific. Also, we have been talking a lot about solutions, also about your missions. But I was more thinking about, is there, I mean, there are many problems, but is there a major problem what you want to solve? And because, I mean, just building solutions is great, right? It can be innovative, but yeah, I'm just questioning somehow if you can try to define one major problem. I think it's difficult, but
so
maybe
you want to know which of the 6 missions is the most important?
Yeah, kind of.
Depends on who you ask, I would say. Yeah, but I would say, let's do it like this. Everyone is giving you an answer, maybe 2 of the 3 are giving you the same. So now I have to remember the missions again and the numbers. But I would say, in my opinion, it's getting the data from our heating systems, being able to monitor them. It's the most important first mission. So like being able to really see what happens, but they're really linked. So I'm stopping now because otherwise I would say, but.
Yes, I think the decision is really hard, and I don't want to make a decision because yeah, we did 6 missions because we have six topics that are yeah, and I think a mix of solutions is here that thing that we need. Yeah, no, I cannot decide.
Yeah, in my opinion, every mission is important for itself. But for me personal, it's like mission number 1, the inventory of the heating systems, and of course number 6 because it's my main topic as the Gewobag ED. Yeah.
Okay, great. So I would come back to a really smart guy in this room saying it's time for a beer.
We can still talk there, obviously. So, and you can talk together. And I see there are still questions in the chat coming in. We will reply to them. Actually, some of them have already been asked before. And I would say, let's have fun, have good conversations. I hope we could create some interest and motivate you to apply for the challenge, because I think this is the best way to create solutions for our company, our tenants, and the city. So have fun.